Hello everyone, this is Cindy and I'm back with the next group of tags that we're making, and I just want to re-emphasize that I'm not claiming that any of these are original ideas. I'm just trying to show you different ideas I've collected. And I had mentioned in an earlier video that I had a really good picture for the tag that's got different pockets in it. And here is the picture I had finally found and printed it out. And I don't know if you can read it or not, but it says stamping matilda.blogspot.com. So I'm not sure if this came from Pinterest or where, but anyway, that's the idea. And the tag I made, I only put 2 pockets, and this one has got 1, 2, 3, 3 pockets, and 3 different pieces of cardstock to make in the pocket. So I thought it was a pretty picture. I like the idea, and I like the way they edge punched right there on that paper. So anyway, that's an idea. I have no idea if her blog is still going or not, but you might give it a try. It says 2011 on it. So anyway, that was one of the previous ideas. And speaking of previous ideas, we had done this little journaling card that was made from a 12-inch piece of paper, and we scored it at, I think, 1.5, 5, and 8, and cut the top to kind of look like a little envelope, and then made a little thing to tuck it. So my idea today is very similar to this, except it is using a smaller scrap of paper and making something like this, that is just 2 folds, and it could be eyeballed. I had it upside down. It doesn't have to be scored at a certain thing to get the folds to fold in right. So anyway, that's idea number 21, I believe. 21. And I think my scrap is 8.5 by 3.5, no, 8 by 3.5. And it could just be any size. It doesn't really matter. The size doesn't matter on this. And I wanted to show you, because this idea is very similar to one that Wendy from Wendy's Journal Adventures had done, except she put a tablet of paper in hers and a little pocket here with some tags. So definitely worth checking out her video to see how she did it. But I'm doing it as a journaling card that you would put inside a pocket. And see, this you glue on and make it a pocket behind as well. So anyway, that's idea number 21, and just very quickly, you're just going to fold your paper, and you just kind of eyeball it, so just however much you want folded over to make the top come down. And then, let's see, I have all sorts of stuff in my little envelope here. I think originally I was going to put that down as my closure, but I saw I had a spine from a Reader's Digest condensed book, and I saw this on the top, so I thought that would be kind of neat, glued on as a little closure, so that's what we're going to use. Oops, I glued too far up. I only glue about 2/3 up. You don't want to glue it all the way down. You want to be able to tuck the top part into that. And I want to make sure that doesn't glue down on my thing. So one thing, I'm going to untuck that, and I'm just going to slip this piece of plastic down there while it dries. Normally I wouldn't have to do that, but I glued too far. So anyway, that's idea number 21. Just a piece of paper, and of course you can ink it up and all that, and decorate it however you want. But it's just a piece of paper that you make a little closure, and it makes a little something you can tuck into a pocket. We'll come back and look at this in a minute when it dries. All right, that's 21. 22 is a very simple idea. I've seen it on the internet quite a bit, and I think it's Gail Agnostinelli has given the name of the lady that had this idea, and I don't know what it is, but if I ever run across it mentioned in a video again, I will add it to the description. And basically it's just one of your scraps. Here can be, offcut scrap, and you fold it in half, and then you just cut off the top for it's a tag shape, but it's folded, so you can write on both side pieces. So, you know, it couldn't be easier. Just fold it in half, and take a pair of scissors, cut it at whatever angle you like, and then take the pieces cut off. Use that as the guide on the other side, and just cut it. And then you have a folding journaling card. Very simple. Idea number 22. Idea 23 is along the same lines as that. Very similar, except you don't cut the corners off. You just kind of round the bottom. And this would be really pretty if you had double-sided scrapbooking paper, but this sample isn't, and neither is this piece. But anyway, so just take whatever scrap you have, fold it in half, like this, and then just take one end, and I just use this lid from a candle, and just kind of, you know, mark around it so you get your edge. And you could use decal scissors. I think I'll use the decal scissors. Any sort of decorative scissors, or just plain scissors. And you cut around it, and there you have it. And you just need to ink that edge a little bit. How much ink left on my thing. So anyway, that's idea number 23, and like I said, it and 22 are very kind of similar. It's just you're dealing with the opposite ends of the journaling card. All right, number 24. This idea is all over Pinterest, but I had to include it because it's kind of neat. It is a tag, and actually it's a pocket. So if I ever do a series of videos on pockets, you'll be seeing this idea again. So basically, it's, you know, it could be a scrap of paper, just whatever size you have, and you're just going to fold up the end to make a pocket. And on this one, I cut off the corners, and I can still do that. I don't want to lose the lady's picture there, so I'll just do a smaller cut. And then I'm actually gonna, I think, use the decal scissors again, just to make it a little different. Decal scissors. Gonna ink that edge real quick before we glue it. And that makes your pocket. And of course, you can decorate that up however you want. On this one here, I put a piece of brown lace down, so we'll just, I got an extra piece here. And then I put a piece of light brown rickrack over the top of it. Of course, since I use the decal edge, I want to come down just a little bit. And here's my rickrack. In the corner of this one, the sample, I did what I'm calling a stamping collage. I don't know if anyone else has got a name for it or not, but instead of just being a regular collage, which I know you guys have seen this one before, we've used it over and over again. I mean, you could obviously use that, but since this might be going down into a pocket, I kind of want it to be a little thinner. So I'm just putting my collage, it's just being made out of different stamps. And you could use different colors of ink if you wanted to make them kind of stand out, but I just used Vintage Photo. So there's the two. And of course this one I punched the hole and put the string through it, so you can do that too. So anyway, that's idea, I believe, 24. Yes. 25, we'll just keep moving along, is very similar to the same idea. Is a tag with a pocket, except this time I didn't fold it up. I just glued a piece of coordinating scrapbook paper on top of it. So, and you can, I think on the sample, I don't know if you can tell or not, I use the decal scissors, but on this one I won't. I'll just use the plain scissors. So, you just, all of this can be made out of scraps. It can be made any sizes you have or need. And very simple. And of course, you're going to ink it up and you're going to decorate it with whatever. But I decorated this one with these leaves. This was some trim I got at the Dollar Tree, actually. Little maple leaves. So we're just going to glue that on the front. Okay, and then of course we'd add a tassel to the tag. So that's idea 25. And let's do one more. This one is kind of a little different in the fact that I'm really not creating a tag so much. I am kind of creating a tag. I mean, because I can take, you know, a piece of paper, and this paper actually I cut from this, which is the beginning, you know, the end pages of the next book I'm working on, and I'll show you that in a minute. So I like using it because it's the colors of, well, here, let me just show you. It's easier to explain. I took it from right here, and I like using it because it matches what's already in the book. So this just gives me the same color going through the book. So, but to me it's kind of dark to write on. So what can I do about that? Well, I can take some paper. See, here's the tag we made in the other video, that different shades of green, but it's kind of dark. So what if I wanted to write on the back and I didn't want it to be that dark? You can cut a piece of paper, and I use the decal scissors to go around and glue that on the back. So I mean, everybody has done this, putting copy dyed paper on the back of their tag or their journaling card or whatever. But I just wanted to include it as an idea, because see, like I said, I've got this, I want to use it, but hey, you know, I can put something on the front to decorate it up, but it's not going to make it any lighter to work on the back. And this is just a page I tore out of the book, and of course it's got all this blank space. So actually, this is a great one to write on, so I should not use that. Let me get something else. That one, since it's got the name of the book, I really would rather just include this whole sheet in the book. So I'm just going to use this paper instead. So what I do is I just get an idea of what size I need. And here's my pen. So we can, I'm not going to run it right up to the edge because I need to cut it off. So just kind of get a mark there and a mark here. Just a rough an estimate. Because I'm going to take my decal scissors and I'm going to cut. And of course I want it to be a little short because I don't want it to go all the way to the edge. And if you get it too big, of course, you can always recut it a little bit. I called this the wanted poster look, wanted dead or alive, because that's what it reminds me of, the way the old-fashioned, see how that's kind of too big, so I'm just going to retrim it a little bit. How the old-fashioned, old-timey, you know, notices in the old-timey post office kind of had the rough edges. So let's see how it fits now. Well, that's pretty good. It's still a little long though. Let me trim it some more. Okay, so now I'm ready to glue it on, and it's just simple gluing. Oh, I should distress it first. I usually always forget. This is some of the paper I got. I think it was at Salvation. No, it was at Goodwill. It was just a stack of papers that they'd taken, I guess, from old planners or something. And I thought, oh, that'll be great on the back of journaling cards. So I'm trying to remember to use it up. Okay, so this actually could be the front or the back of this journaling card. I could do the same thing on both sides, or I can decorate this with some other design. So let's go ahead and glue this one on the back too. So that makes this pocket tag where you can write it on the back as well. Okay, so let's recap as we put these in the new book. I showed you early, you know, in the other videos, I was working on Anne of Green Gables. Well, I pretty much got that about as full as I want to go. So I decided to go ahead and get the companion book ready, and it is Little Women. And in the front of it, this is one of the other tags I made. Remember, I used that as a sample, so I put her in here. Liza May Alcott's the author tag. And so the ones we did today were the Wanted Dead or Alive poster look. That was 26. We made these pocket tags, which I don't have tag in there yet, so I'm just going to go ahead and place it in there, and I'll know to go back later and add a small tag. That was an idea. And then we had another one that we made by folding up the paper, and once again, it doesn't have its tag in there yet either, but we'll get there. Just going to place it there. And then we made this, which we just rounded the edge of a folded piece of paper. Now this could be glued into the book, and you fold up like that. I don't know if you can see that or not. It could be glued into the book and folded up, and you can write on it. So that's probably what I'll do. So I need to find a place like this to put it in. So let's do that real quick. And I can glue around the back. I actually don't want to cover that up. Yeah, I'll go ahead and cover it up. I hate to cover up this pretty cardstock, but we'll just go ahead and do it. And I glued it such that the back can be a pocket as well. So we made that. And then we did a tag shaped one, which I will just slip that in a pocket. And then we made this, which I said we'd come revisit after the glue has dried. I'm just going to slip back in there. And of course, all of these things you can decorate up, and you need to ink them up a little bit more than I have. So we're just going to tuck it right there. So I think that's all of them that we made today. So that's this group of tags. So I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.